Good afternoon. It is Friday the 26th of February and I'm going to try and run you through the arrangements for the next 6 months. Firstly, next Wednesday, Year 10 parents have their first online parents' evening where they'll be able to discuss with the classroom teachers the progress the students have been making. You'll have a letter already on this and appointments being made via Sean Newman. Next week, you will carry on with Zoom lessons, or the children, the young people, will carry on with Zoom lessons from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There are no lessons next Thursday. There are no lessons next Friday. There is no return to school next Thursday or Friday. So your kids have got no school work to do other than homework and independent study next Thursday and Friday. And the reason for this is we're going to have lots of department meetings and so on. I'll talk more about that in a while. But also we are then starting our testing. Because as you know, the teachers, not only have they got to be qualified in their subject, pastoral care, counselling, assessment and all other things, they are also now responsible for testing the children. I believe that in a couple of days' time they'll also be receiving a consignment of army tanks because we're going to be servicing those, and we may well go into the House of Commons to polish some of those seats should they ever return to Parliament. So it's a bit of a job that we are being asked to do the testing, but Craig Burnett's in charge and loving it, and he's already got 20 volunteers from the staff to do it because that's what Chauncy staff are like. Now, to test 1,200 students 2 or 3 times on their return to school is a silly idea. We are certainly going to go along with testing them once to start with. Because in all this thing about school, students should be back at school and catching up and falling behind, language I don't like and I don't think it's necessary, but in all this talk about students returning to school, the idea that they spend the first 6 weeks being tested is contradictory. However, we are going to test all the students and you will be receiving a series of documents, and one of them has got the very, very important yes, no, do you consent to your child, the young person, having the test. We've got a system all set up and we know how we're going to do it. So there you go. Now, effectively on the Monday, the 8th of March, we are going to have in school years 11, 12 and 13 only, and years 7, 8, 9 and 10 will be doing Zoom lessons in the normal way. On Tuesday, the 9th of March, we are going to have years 10, 11, 12, 13 in school doing their lessons, whilst years 7, 8 and 9 are at home. Now you will be getting this sent to you as well, and it will be very easy to understand. But if in doubt, email me, head@chauncy.org.uk, or Steve Walton, or Di Carey, or admin at Chauncy. And I don't blame you if you get confused. Okay, so I've told you when the students are coming back to school for their lessons and about their Zoom lessons. And the reason why they are on a staggered return to school is because of the testing. And we are going to start next Thursday testing years 12 and 13 and staff. On the Friday, year 11 and the staff. Now you will be getting this information sent to you along with a consent letter over the next few days. So whilst the staff are being tested, they can't Zoom. And whilst 12 and 11 and 13 are in school, they obviously can't be there for Zoom lessons. So I hope that's okay. Now, then on the Monday the 8th, we're going to test year 10. And they will return on the Tuesday. On the Tuesday the 9th, we're going to test year 9. And they're going to return on the Wednesday. And so on. I hope you can sort that out from the letter you're given, but email us otherwise. Now this is all great. We're going to be able to tell you with some certainty that your kid is negative or positive. If they test positive, we've got to send them off in the usual way and you'll be told the details of that because we will contact you as soon as we know. I have to say that the whole idea of testing is in order to reduce the risk of children being sent home from school. But they're not vaccinating the staff. So if I get teachers with the virus testing positive, they have to stay at home and I've got teachers who are shielding, who have to stay at home. We have had maybe a dozen members of staff have had the virus since the beginning of the year. If that carries on, I'll be sending kids home. There's no way around that, because I cannot put 300 kids in a room to watch a video. All right, so that's the return to school and the testing done. And the testing is all being run by Mr. Bennett. Moving on now to the much more important thing, is your kids coming back to school and being taught properly by their teachers from now until the end of July. So I want to talk about those kids doing exams. That's years 10, some of those, all of year 11, some year 12, and all of year 13. We have now been told how grades are going to be awarded. And I'd like to say how grades are going to be rewarding the students. Whether you're doing a vocational course in year 12 and are being assessed, or whether you're doing the single science in year 10, it's the same basic idea. Teachers have got to have a bank of assessed work, the actual work in many cases, and certainly the grades you have been given. And so for a year 11 student, that is probably from the start of the GCSE course 6 to 10 banked grades already there, and half a dozen visible physical examples of your work. We have got to use those to make sure that you get the right grade, but also you get the grade you deserve. So if you've been working with us on the GCSE courses, you will get the grades you deserve. They're going to be assessed by teachers. We've been doing it for years, and we've been accurate for years. Inside the school, we have a moderation process where your teacher, for instance your history teacher, will mark your work. Then the department will cross-mark your work, and then the grades given will be checked by Mrs. Carey in relation to your target grades, your predicted grades, your previous achievement, and then I will come in with the overall school performance to ensure we are not trying to cheat. We will not cheat. There was a boy last year who was on for a 3, and he wrote to us saying, I'm going to get a 7 because I'm about to start work. He actually has done an exam recently, and he still got a 3. We will not go on intentions, we will go on what is written down. Now, there is talk of mini exams. We're not going to do mini exams, but you will probably all do in year 11 a couple of assignments, assessments in class between now and the end of May. No need for you to worry at the moment. It will be on the basis of us teaching a unit of work, giving you time to revise, and us using one of the questions or one of the question papers that comes out from the exam boards to assess you. Those mini tests, mini exams, whatever you want to call them, will inform the grades we give you. That means that your bank of work is the major contributor towards what we submit as your final grade. The 2 final mini assignment and assessments we give you will only be a part of that. Obviously they'll be more recent, so they will go alongside your work in 2021 to have more effect than the work you did 18 months ago. So there'll be more information on this, and every student needs to know, and this is year 13s and all, and year 12s and 10s, you need to know. You carry on working with us, and to all of you, carry on trusting us. Now, I've had literally 200 emails, letters, phone calls from parents about how wonderful the staff have been, and that includes the TAs and Kim answering the phone. We have worked really well in the normal way with our parents and with our community. We've had dozens of computers donated by members of the community, by companies and individuals that want to help our kids achieve. We've had the food parcels from Jedediah, which we've been delivering. Well done, that charity. But the main thing is, you've got to carry on trusting us. So I'm going to leave you now by saying, this is where we're at. Year 10, you've got parents evening, you'll get my letter today. Year 11, 12, 13 and year 10, trust us that we will put in place the stuff to help you get the grades you deserve. We will not cheat. Whatever Mr. Williamson is saying, just trust your teachers, and particularly trust what I say in these videos, because the content has been put together by other members of staff. We will do all we can to be the fantastic school we have been building to be for decades now. Year 6 parents, if you're watching this, we will get to you. You get your letter on Monday. Oh, you should have it. You might well have your letter now saying that you have or have not got a place at Chauncy. By all means ring me, but there's nothing I can do to help anybody get a place other than to advise you on the process. I cannot show preference. We are taking extra students and the building is well underway. So things are looking good. And most importantly of all, when we've serviced those army tanks and polished the seats in the House of Commons and tested the kids, we are going to spend hours and hours watching the ducklings that are bound to appear to welcome back the children to Chauncy School. So there you go. It's, what day of the week is it now? Friday. I'm going for a walk with my daughter, the 324th walk of lockdown. And I'm really looking forward to not walking anymore. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the weekend, knowing that by Monday week, the kids are starting to come back to school. And we really want to see them. Cheers then.